Today, I'll be reviewing something that really pissed me off, and it's this, the Mycestro wearable finger mouse. The reason this thing pisses me off is that this is a device which I backed on Kickstarter in early 2013. It was supposed to ship in October 2013, but 8 years later, I've never received anything. Some people had actually received it though, and that includes a Patreon subscriber, Daniel, who has gracefully lent it to me for this review. So, let's get started and see what could have been. The Mycestro was a wearable mouse that operates in 3D space. As you move your finger around, the mouse cursor moves around on your screen. Connecting via a USB dongle, the Mycestro does everything a normal mouse does. You can scroll by swiping on the bottom of the Mycestro, and tapping your fingers once, twice, or 3 times simulates a click, double click, and triple click respectively. At least that's how it was supposed to be. But the product that shipped actually had 3 physical buttons, one for left click, one for right click, and one for middle click. So if you want to double click, you actually double click on the thing. Innovative Developments LLC, the company behind Mycestro, launched a Kickstarter campaign on 12th February 2013 with a goal of collecting $100,000. The project was successfully funded. In fact, it was over 300% funded, collecting over $354,000. Anyone who backs a Kickstarter project knows that they're almost never going to receive their product on time. An announcement was made by Nick Mastandrea, CTO of Innovative Developments, that the product would be delayed by a month to December 2013. This was delayed to January 2014 in November, and again in February 2014, with an update from Nick saying the product would definitely be shipping in March. This was followed by a long period of silence, with an update in September 2014 simply stating that they do not have a fixed shipping date, citing production issues. In October 2014, the company had reportedly shipped 2,000 Mycestros, and by this time the comment page was full of furious backers claiming nobody had actually received anything. One of the final updates in April 2015 addressed an issue that backers had pointed out. Innovative Solutions had started selling the Mycestro on their web store, but half of the Kickstarter backers had still not received their pledge reward. In this update, CTO Nick said they fudged up the campaign and that they had to sell the product on their store since the Kickstarter version was underpriced. So basically, for everyone they were selling from their web store, it would allow them to ship one for their Kickstarter backers. Nice. Unfortunately, these kinds of things are very common on Kickstarter. My advice to you is to consider any money you pledge on Kickstarter as just lost money. Don't expect to get anything back, and be surprised if you do. This especially applies to electronics, as manufacturing these is a serious challenge that many projects underestimate, and they either never ship, as is the case with the Mycestro, or they ship so late that by the time they arrive, they're basically outdated. Okay, enough bashing the Kickstarter campaign, let's take a look at what some lucky backers actually received. So here we are with the Mycestro. Now I'm calling this an unboxing, but I'm of course not the first person to unbox it. That was my friend. However, he said he packed it like it was shipped, so I guess this is what an unboxing would have looked like back in 2015, 16, 17, 18, whenever you would have actually received this thing. So opening up the box here reveals, oh hello, some sort of pouch, and it says Mycestro, conduct your world, with the website mycestro.com there, which is long dead. Is it empty? Is this thing empty? Yeah, this thing is empty. Okay, but anyway, there's this pouch here, and then straight after we see the actual Mycestro device here. You can see it has 3 buttons. There's also this area here, which doesn't look like anything, but that's apparently the thumb pad where you can scroll and so on. And then obviously it is clipped in here. And this is it. So there's this semi-rigid plastic on this side here, which slips around your finger like so. And then you can just tighten it like so. There's a micro USB charging port on the back. This is in the era before USB-C was even invented. The 3 buttons, as I said, the trackpad area, and that's pretty much it. So let's see if there's anything else in this box actually. Seems to be. Oh yes. Okay, so yeah, so there's the provided micro USB charging cable, as you can see here. And then there's the USB dongle that plugs into your computer. Now the bad news is that you need this dongle. Okay, so the Mycestro is not a Bluetooth device directly, it needs to pair with this dongle. The good news is that this is just a simple USB mouse dongle, so it will work with Windows, macOS, and in my case, Linux. And there's even some getting started guide here, which is good since the official website is long dead. So there's information here, okay. As you can see, there's a left button, middle button, and right button. And then this area here is the thumb pad, which you use for scrolling and so on. And 2 LEDs, green and blue. And there's a guide here about how to wear it. And let's see. Oh yeah, so as you can see here on the back, it shows you that the thumb pad can be used for scrolling. Is this the size? I don't know. Anyway, and the clicking buttons here, obviously left, right, and middle. It also says you can get the Mycestro control app for Windows or OS X. Kind of a moot point in my case since I'm using this on Linux, and I doubt that the app is still available or still works anyway. But this should be detected just like any other USB mouse by my system, so we'll see how that goes. So the first step before using the thing is obviously getting it charged. So I'm connecting it to my power bank here, and I'll just insert the connector here. And as you can see, the blue light here that's blinking indicates that it's charged. Now apparently, according to the manual, it should keep blinking blue to indicate that it's charging, something that it's not doing right now. So hopefully the battery is not dead. I'm just gonna leave it here for an hour, maybe a couple of hours, and see what happens. So I'm wearing the Mycestro, and I'm gonna go ahead and try it out. I've already connected the dongle, and hopefully if this is working and it managed to get a charge, I can just hold my finger up to the touchpad and move my... Yeah, absolutely nothing is happening. As I feared, this thing is probably as dead as a dodo. Now hopefully it's the battery, and hopefully that's something I can fix. So let's open it up and see what's up. Yeah, so that didn't work. So either this thing is completely dead or its battery is dead. So the only thing I can think of at this point is trying to open the thing up and see whether or not we can do something about it. Now, it seems here as though there's a seam from where I can open it. So I'll just, without any tools, first gently try to pry it. Oh wow. Well, that was easy. Okay, so don't try this at home, kids, but I'm gonna start by cutting these 2 wires here. And that releases the old battery. Now, as you can see, I'm just gonna bring the new one next to it. It seems like the new battery has sort of inflated a bit, or expanded, or swelled, whatever the hell you call it, which would be a pretty good indication that this thing is totally dead. Now what I need to manage to do is to expose some of the inner inner wire inside these to be able to connect these ends of the new battery. I have no idea how I'm gonna manage to do that because these cables are tiny, so I'll see how that goes. Well, I've managed to perhaps semi-accidentally completely expose the part of the wire that was on the top. Now this was the red colored one. I'm telling you, but I'm also telling myself as a reminder for the future. Now let's see if I can manage to do the same with the black wire. I honestly wasn't going for that much, but hey, I'll take whatever I can get. And remember, this is only a temporary fix. Well, it took a bit of doing, but I did manage to attach the wires, temporarily of course, but I did start noticing that as soon as I connected the battery, blue light started coming on, and now it's doing this flashing green light, which, yeah, this will let you see it better. So it seems to be working now. So I'm gonna try and reattach the casing and see whether I can use this thing. And there you have it. The Mycestro is reattached, and hopefully when I connect it to battery power, it doesn't explode. So I'm gonna try doing that now. Let's see if that works. Okay. So I'm purposefully doing this from the other side, since if this thing catches fire, I wouldn't like my hand to be there. Remember, this is not how you repair stuff, guys. But here goes nothing. Oh, yes! As you can see, there's the blue light there, and it seems to be holding. Now, according to the manual, when the blue light is steady, it means that the device is charged. So I guess it means it should be working. Let's go ahead and try this on my laptop. Okay, time for take two. Let's see if my hacked botchy repair actually got it working. So again, I'll hold my finger to the touchpad, and oh, holy crap, it is actually working. So I'll show you my desktop here. Now, obviously, this is gonna take some getting used to, but as I hold the device on this area here, wait, you can't see that. As I hold the device on this area here, and then move the Mycestro around, I can actually move the mouse around. Right now, I'm gonna move my mouse to the very far right-hand side of my screen and see how far I need to move my hand in order to go to the other side. And the answer is more than my body will allow me to move. So I've literally moved as far as my hand will go the other way, and almost at the center of the screen. So I probably need to adjust the sensitivity. Now again, I don't have the Mycestro app, and even if I did, it was never intended to work on Linux, so maybe I can adjust this using GNOME settings. So using a normal mouse, I'm gonna go here to, let's see, mouse and touchpad. Mouse speed, let's go ahead and crank that up. Okay, all right, this is a bit better. It's not perfect. I can pretty much get to the full right-hand side of the screen, no problem. But getting, okay, all right, well, I need to go here, but I can actually go to the left-hand side of the screen. I don't think displays were this big and 4K when this thing was invented. Now, according to the manual, you will learn to move around the entire screen by just flicking your thumb. Somehow, I doubt that, but yeah, I'll see whether I can get used to it. Oh, wait a second. Okay, so, yeah, okay, so just by moving my hand rather than my entire arm, this actually seems to work a little bit better. Now, it's not as cool as you'd think. When I originally ordered this device, I thought it would have some sort of automatic detection of when you're actually using your pointer. So you can just move your pointer around and move your mouse, but no, you have to hold the touchpad to do anything, which makes it really quite awkward to move just your hand whilst pinching the thing. It's definitely going to take some getting used to. Nevertheless, so let me try and move this window. So I'll left click and, oh yes, oh okay. That feels really interesting. Okay, so yeah, I mean, it's gonna take some getting. You obviously can snap here, this being Pop OS. Okay, though. Okay, let me see whether scrolling works. So I'm gonna move down to Firefox and click. Yeah, I missed the click there. Oh, hold on. No, that's not what I was trying to do. Okay, let me try that again. So, click. Really? Doesn't work? Click. I seem to be moving my finger. Okay, now I managed to click. So I had to click like 6-7 times to actually get it to work. Okie dokie. So let's go to thattech.guru and let's check out scrolling. Oh yes, this is okay. Okay, I must admit the scrolling is nice. You don't have to basically move your index finger at all. You just swipe your thumb against the trackpad area. Okay, so you just do with this motion. As you can see, I can move the page. I mean, that is actually really quite nice indeed. Let's go to one of my... Clicking without dragging is not easy, guys. But I guess, again, this thing does have a learning curve, so we'll see how that works. So I'm gonna try dragging and dropping. So I'm gonna open my files here. So let's see how this works. Okay, and yeah, that was very, very easy. So when I was writing the script for testing this device, I thought that dragging and dropping would be the hardest thing I could do with it. I was wrong. The hardest thing you can do with this thing is simply left clicking. Because whenever you try to left click, you move the device, meaning it's almost impossible to get a solid left click. Now I could reduce the mouse speed, but that won't change the sensitivity of the device, but just the speed of the cursor. So it's really difficult to just get a click in without actually moving your mouse at the same time. Okay, so now let's try something completely stupid. Let's try gaming with it. So, I'm gonna open Steam. And I'm gonna try playing a game of Portal. So, okay, let's see. So I've loaded up a Portal game here, and let's see whether this will... Oh my goodness gracious. This is gonna take some getting used to. Okay. Okay, so I just opened the Portal with my Mycestro. Let's see. I'm sorry about the frame rate, guys, but for... Oh, I died? How did I die? Okay, so the frame rate is a bit low, but again, that's nothing to do with the mouse. That's simply to do with my OBS kind of interfering with the frame rate of the game. I still need to get this stuff figured out. Oh, turning around is very difficult. Now what? I forgot how to play this game. So, that's the Mycestro. It's a bit of a mixed bag, really. I mean, on the one hand, I'm proud that I actually managed to get it to work, but for what it is, it's a sore disappointment. The dream I had when I backed this project, well, I guess the dream I had was to actually receive it, but besides that, the dream I had was that I would be able to use my mouse without ever lifting my hands off my keyboard. That's not what the Mycestro delivers. First of all, the video gave us the impression that you would just simply swipe your index finger around and that would be your mouse, which is not the case. You have to pinch the device for it to actually register moving your mouse. The video also gave us the impression that there were gestures, you know, with basically tapping or swiping on the device a number of times, simulating a left click, a right click, a double click, and so on. That's not what was delivered. Instead, there are physical buttons for left, middle, and right click. And I guess that's the biggest problem with the device. You can't click a button without also be moving the cursor at the same time. So it's very hard to click on a specific item. Couple this with the fact that nowadays we have much more screen real estate, so it takes quite a bit of movement to actually get your mouse from one side of the screen to the other, and that makes the device pretty useless, both back then and especially nowadays. I could probably get better with it if I stuck with it, but honestly I have no desire to do so, since I'm just as comfortable with my mouse. I hope you've enjoyed this look at this weird yet innovative product that could have been. If you have and you enjoy technology as much as I do, be sure to give this video a like and subscribe to Tech Guru for more product reviews, open source technology, cloud gaming, and much more. And if you're a superstar like Daniel or Dr. Tentacle, please consider subscribing to me on Patreon. Your financial support means the world to me and helps fund the stuff I review, as well as the equipment I use to create these videos. Remember, I'm also on Odyssey, where you can watch my videos without using YouTube. Once again, I hope you've enjoyed this video, and until next time, thanks for watching.